I heard my wife and brother confess their affair while I lay trapped in a coma, unable to scream as they stole my life. The world was a blur of metal and glass when my car slammed into the pole, stealing my consciousness and trapping me in a coma. In the sterile hospital room, my wife Vanessa and my brother Terrence stood by my bedside, believing I was gone forever, unaware that I was awake inside, a prisoner in my own body, hearing every word, every breath, every betrayal. Vanessa's hand slipped from mine, her touch cold, as if I were already a corpse. The rustle of her dress, the one I'd gifted her for our anniversary, cut through the silence. Then came the sound of their laughter, tangled together, intimate, like a knife twisting in my chest. 8 years, she said, her voice dripping with disdain. 8 long years. My brother's hand brushed her neck, and suddenly, every late night he'd spent at our house, every business trip he'd taken to check on her, clicked into place like a puzzle I'd been too blind to solve. The bed creaked as Vanessa sat, her hip pressing into my ribs, indifferent to the body beneath her. Her breath grazed my ear as she whispered, "He actually thinks I love him. Brings me flowers every Friday like clockwork." Her wedding ring scraped the bed rail, a sound that burned itself into my memory. She prodded my cheek, her nail carving a crescent into my skin, testing me, taunting me. "Looking at him makes me sick," she spat, and I felt the warmth of her saliva slide down my face, pooling near my ear. Terrence was no better. He unstrapped my father's Rolex from my wrist, the one Dad wore through decades of sweat and labor, left to me as his final gift. I heard the clasp snap onto Terrence's wrist, as if he were claiming my life itself. "He said it'd be mine when he died," he said, his voice casual, like he was commenting on the weather. "Guess he what? That's right." They rifled through my wallet, laying out my credit cards, my business cards, even our honeymoon photo, which Vanessa tore in half with deliberate precision. They ordered Chinese food from the restaurant where we'd had our first date, eating it off my lifeless legs, discussing my funeral between bites. The sauce dripped onto my hospital gown, a stain of their indifference. My phone was next. Terrence bent my thumb to unlock it, the joint twisting painfully, though I couldn't scream. 2 million in Bitcoin, he said, excitement lacing his voice as he showed Vanessa the screen. When my mother called, Vanessa answered, her voice dripping with fake tears, playing the grieving widow to perfection. "Your mother never liked me," she sneered after hanging up, her nails digging into my palm. If only she knew her other son's been sleeping with me since before the wedding. Every memory flooded back. Their too close dance at our wedding, her insistence on making Terrence my business partner, the late nights at the office that always seemed to align. My brother stood at the foot of my bed, rehearsing my eulogy, his gestures stolen from me, as if he were practicing to erase me entirely. They made calls to lawyers, to accountants, carving up my company, my life's work, while Vanessa used my chest as a desk, her pen pressing through paper into my skin. As night fell, their cruelty grew bolder. Vanessa practiced her fake tears in the bathroom mirror, perfecting her performance of grief. Terrence cataloged my possessions, watches, cufflinks, the signed baseball from Dad, like vultures picking over a carcass. My soul raged, trapped in a body that refused to move, to fight, to scream. Then, a miracle broke through the fog of medication. My index finger twitched, just once, but it was enough. A nail polish bottle slipped from Vanessa's hand, shattering on the floor, red pooling across the tiles like blood. They froze, staring at my hand, waiting for it to betray them again. My finger moved once more. "No," Vanessa whispered, her voice trembling with fear. "No, no, no." My eyes opened, heavy and slow, but they opened. And in that moment, I locked onto theirs, 2 pairs of guilty eyes staring back at a man they thought was already dead. What would you do if the people you trusted most betrayed you while you were helpless? Hit subscribe to hear more stories of heartbreak and redemption.